for all to see. Then switch it up and treat me right. You promise sun, but you bring rain. I still love what you do to me. The highest highs, the lowest lows. You take me to every extreme. Can't get enough.
Good evening, I am Juanqui and welcome to my world. Alright, tonight we are giving some advice to the folks. It's all about advice seekers tonight. Alright, where do we start? Let's see, let me get my contraption ready right here. If you have stumbled upon my channel, I am Juanqui and welcome to my world. I go live every single night. It's true. And you just never know what kind of video you're going to get out of me. So tonight we're going to start with the advice seekers. All right, let's start with just a second. One moment. All right, let's get the sound going properly here. Okay. All right, here we go. What do I do about my coworkers openly speculating about my genitals? That's what he said. This is a salacious advice seeker. Listen to this. What do I do about my coworkers openly speculating about my genitals? I, 26, male, work in a decent-sized medical-adjacent mobile clinic with about 30 employees. Oh my God, a mobile clinic with 30 people in there that work there? I've been with the company about 3 years, and during that time, there has been a recurrent rumor, lips, teeth, tip of the tongue, that I'm trans. I am, but I transitioned a long time ago and live as a stealth man, so no one in my life knows I transitioned. Wait, what? Oh my God, I'm confused already. Confusion. Wait, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not pre-screen these things. I don't pre-screen these things, Miss Views of You. Hello, Miss Views of You. Miss View, we are watching, we are studying, we are learning, and we are taking notes. Of you and your coloring books and your crayons and your hands in the frame and the rig you got. That's called a rig, Miss View. You know, the tape contraction with the plastic and the paper clips and the rubber bands and all that's called a rig. We are watching it all. As you are slowly but steadily sashaying your way into the partner program. We know what's going on over there. I know exactly what playbook you are. You are on the final stages of that playbook, Miss View. I got you. You're going to make it. I can see it. You're going to make it. But we're also studying you and copying some shit, okay? Anyway, let's go back because like I said, I don't preview these things. And Miss View says, I came in on the theme again. I hear Juanqui say, I am trans. Well, yeah, let's go ahead. What do I do about my coworkers openly speculating about my genitals? I'm 26, male, working a decent sized medical adjacent mobile clinic with about 30 employees. I've been with the company about 3 years, and during that time, there has been a recurrent rumor that I am trans. I am. So, girl, it's not a rumor. Sir, it's not a rumor. It's fact. Let's get back to the text. But I transitioned a long time ago and live as a stealth man. So no one in my life knows I transitioned. It's the rumor started initially because a coworker who I used to be friends with looked through my phone notifications while I was in the restroom. And once she started hating on me because I refused to cover for her shitty behavior, started using it against me. I've always denied it. Let people know that I have a complicated medical history that I didn't need people asking about. But it got to the point last year that one coworker told me that if I wanted to be a man, I should start acting like one. Miss View, I'm right with you. Miss View says, excuse me, I'm right with you, Miss View. It's something that my brain is not able to comprehend from this paragraph. I should start okay, let's take it a little bit back. But it got to the point last year that one coworker told me that if I wanted to be a man, I should start acting like one, which led to HR getting involved. The rumors died down for a bit after they both left. Today, a new coworker came up to me and said, quote, "You know, everybody thinks you're trans." I kind of laughed and said, that's going around again, huh? That's the reason this time. What's the reason this time? And who told you? Girl, the reason is that it's probably all over your face. God. She wouldn't tell me who said it. Just that it was a lot of people and that she was told her first day working here. Water cooler conversation. And that it's because I'm short and stout? No, because I'm short and have a wide vocal range. Oh, not a vocal range. A nasty piece of vocal range. A wide vocal range and a wild imagination. Okay. Miss View, when was the last time you heard somebody a wide vocal range? I let her know that my height is due to my family being short, and my wide vocal range is because I used to sing opera, which I did for a time in my teens. Girl, that doesn't count. But that the rumors went around frequently and she shouldn't pay attention. And she shouldn't pay them any mind. It was just people too bored to mind their own business. She then said that the others had mentioned that my bulge wasn't large enough to be a penis. Oh no, not whip it out. Not whip it out at the water cooler. Miss View, I want to know what kind of office setting this is, because it appears to me that it's a lot of free down time. Miss View says, why vocal range? Taps my... Miss View, what do they do in this office? Because they got a lot of free time to come up with all these things. And now they're about to start whipping strap-ons and dildos and real ones and fake ones. And she then said that others had mentioned that my bulge wasn't large enough to be a penis. At which point I snapped and said, see, girl, you cannot be a trans man and snap. Bend and snap. That's a female trait. That's a female trait. Miss Thing. In which point I snapped and said, quote, if whoever says this wants to know, I'd be happy to fucking whip it out and show them. Where is HR when you need him? Miss View says, when I was working, I was working. Working. Chaplain services. Otherwise, I don't want to hear my coworkers talking about the size of my genitals. She laughed, ha 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 ha, and said she bet it was big. I said to drop it, that I wasn't going to speak about my junk at work, and she finally changed subjects. I spoke with a different coworker who has been there long before I started, and she said I should get HR involved. I said I wasn't sure if I should, since I already did last year, and this time I don't have names. Only one report of someone saying that it's being told to all the new people. I want to note that I'm not mad at the coworker who told me. Sure, what she said was inappropriate, but I really don't care about what she said in particular. I care that the rumor is going around again. I'm a laid-back lower manager, so I don't want my coworkers feel like they can't cuss or joke around me. But I really don't want to tolerate people questioning whether I'm trans or have a dick or whatever the state of my genitals is, because that's ultimately what they're doing when they're saying I'm trans. I do plan on leaving this job. I think that's the best choice. Before too long to pursue a more creative field, and I have to choose between this job and my part-time job, I'd be going full-time there. It is worth getting HR involved when I'm on my way out. Is it worth getting HR when I'm on my way out? Should I gather more information? Ultimately, I don't know what to do. This job already stresses me out, and now I dread going in again, not knowing which of these people sees me as a freak. Apparently likes telling people my dick is tiny. Miss View says, unless she is working in a Wex job, no need to share. You peen lack of thereof. Okay, let's see what somebody says. I'm sorry your coworkers are weird as fuck. That's so invasive and so uncomfortable. Oh my God. Def go to HR, get HR involved, because you shouldn't have to work in such an uncomfortable place like that. That's insane. Hello, AI Stringer. What did I walk into? Oh, you're going to like this one. Rewind me and, later, and then listen to it. We are advice seekers. This is advice seekers right now. And so we're just going through the people wanting advice and shit. All right. Somebody says, my brother is a trans man, and this happened to him at his job, except they weren't so invasive and actually ended up dropping it at some point. I'll never understand people's obsession with other people. Like you're at work. You're trying to make money and go home. You're not trying to be verbally assaulted or questioned about what's in your pants. That's so weird. I'm so sorry. I hope it gets figured out soon. Okay, so my suggestion, go ahead, get HR involved. You have protection, work it. Who knows? If HR ain't trying to protect you, you may have a fat lawsuit on your hands. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a little bit confused by the first two paragraphs, because you said that's a rumor that you're trans, and then you follow up by saying I am. So that part is not a rumor. The part that's being invasive is when they're asking you the status of your genitals. Okay, that you know could be considered a hostile work environment, and unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you see it. And I can speak on this because I've sat through so many HR trainings, and I've had to ensure that other people have taken their trainings and the whole nine, at least in New York City, New York State, I should clarify. Um, Dealing with this is a little tricky because it won't be anonymous. So there's going to be a level of uncomfortability. I'm not saying they're gonna put you up there and parade you, but it's gonna be the big elephant in the room, definitely. And cause you have to talk about the subject without talking about the subject, type of thing, and everybody knows who they're talking about. And I remember in the trainings that we have to take for New York State, those they give that same example. If a trans person is working at the office and co-workers or managers or supervisors are going about asking them, so you had the surgery yet? That right there, a lot. That a lot can happen with that question right there. So, and then on the flip side too, what happens is people could get written up, people could get dismissed. For the most part, people will probably get written up. The issue will get documented, and then they'll force them to sit in some type of workshop because it's the first time, unless it's a pattern. If there's a pattern, then they could move for dismissal. But the first time, at least this is the way that New York City likes to work on it. They like to ensure that there's proper training in place. So you as a trans person or as a marginalized person, not just trans, but gay, bisexual, person of color, whatever the discrimination may be, you still have to endure more of it. And then I feel, based on what I've seen in the years of me being in corporate world and nonprofit world and for-profit world, I think that people who kiki on shit like that, they just get better at kikiing about it. You know what I'm saying? They just know they just know who to stay away from when they're going to be making fun of people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people change. It's unfortunate because the job place should just be a professional environment, but we are humans, right? We're not the AIs yet that they can just turn the humility part and the human portion and that part off. You just have to. It's just people are going to be people. People are going to be social individuals, no matter what structure, what kind of hierarchy, what kind of cubicles you have in place, what kind of all of that. People are going to be people, and so this type of stuff is always going to happen. I'm talking about the gossiping and the innuendo and all of that, the whispers and all of that. It's always going to happen. And whenever you have people, it's going to happen. Hey, our stringer says, "Ciao. Look for another job. When you go to HR, they are going to plot to get rid of you before the pensions, the persons who is the issue. Ask me how I know." Exactly. Story of my life until I was able to walk away from the workforce. That's exactly what I said. I find, based on my experience and what I've seen, and I haven't experienced everything in life, but I am a man of a certain age by now, who started working at the tender age of 12 in professional settings. These laws and all that, yeah, they're there to protect, but I find that for the most part, they really come into play when there's a repetitive pattern of abuse or marginalizing or that type, and a documented, and that you're documenting that you brought it up to management and they didn't do anything. That's when them laws really kick in, and you could walk away with a nasty piece of check. But for the most part, people just gossiping in the office and stuff like that, it's going to be a slap in the wrist the first 1 or 2 times, some write-ups, some workshops, some mediation, stay away from here, do this, don't do that. But it won't be. It's you best just going to a. And they said that they will be going to, no pun, yes pun, transition into a workplace that was more creative. That's what I say. People who are, let me rephrase this. People should be able to work wherever they want to work. But I think that, like for example, me, I'm a homosexual. Okay, in case you didn't notice, I'm a homosexual. Okay. Aside from that, I am a Democrat. Okay. I am also a black male. And then my ethnicity is Latino. Okay? I got all that going on. I'm not going to go to the middle of Bumblefuck, Texas and get a job at a place that has Confederate flags as I enter the building. And everybody is all white and right. White is right, right? And they all got MAGA hats on. And that is not the place that I want to go make my checks at. Okay? See, you have to, you know what I'm saying? So if you are a trans person, if you are a flamboyant person or whatever, get in an environment where people are going to be more accepting of you. Because first of all, you getting into the environment and having to get your bones and collect your bones and make a name for yourself, that's going to be hard anywhere you go. Why put yourself in a place where you have to deal with that and some now, and discrimination and hatred and hate and all of that? No. Take your time, look around, get the skills that you need so that you can be in a place where you feel comfortable. Mr. A.R. Stringer says, yeah, I came up during a time some states could legally discriminate from the Skittles familiar. I was 6'2", skinny, black. Now, A.R. Stringer, we don't need to be lying up in here. We're all friends. Let me read that. I was 6'2", black, and fashionable. They wanted a reason hire me to fire me. They wanted a reason to hire me to fire me. I put your bifocals on, Mr. A.R. Stringer. Let me see. Yeah, I came up during a time where some states could legally discriminate from the Skittles familiar family. I was 6'2", skinny. I was 6'2", black, and fashionable. Absolutely. I'll take those three. 6'2", black, and fashionable. But we ain't going to lie here tonight, A.R. Stringer. I seen you, honey. I seen your pictures. They wanted a reason to hire me to fire me. And that is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate because I know you bring a lot of talent and a lot of gifts to the world. But you know what? Those environments did not deserve you or need it. Like, you didn't need to be in those environments. Okay, let's move on to another seeking advice, and we're gonna kick it up a notch. Okay. How do I properly give someone head? No, really, that's what they're seeking advice. That's what's seeking advice. Okay. I really want to make it special for him and to give him the best head ever. After all, he did do it for me too. And not gonna lie, I didn't really enjoy it that much. And that's why I'm asking for advice for this kind of stuff. Okay, somebody says enthusiasm. Somebody says if he moans, do more of that. Somebody says, huh? Somebody says trial and error. Somebody says Google. Somebody says one at a time. Somebody says ask a friend for help. Somebody says lick your lips, I say. And somebody says Google Heather I deep throat. And then somebody says to Google, turn off safe search. Find the many, 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 many tutorials on this subject. Okay, this was going to be a quick one. My advice, if you want to give the best head ever, it's all about commitment. Commit. Go full out. This is the performance of a lifetime to a sold out crowd. Okay? Get into it. And don't stop. When you feel like you're about to pass out, continue. Okay, we have another one. How do I make the most of my life? And just to close out, A.R. Stringer says, don't be a whore. I was skinny back then when I worked for the government. You know what? Absolutely. I believe it. Because you had to be in that PT every day and the whole nine. Absolutely. You had to stay in shape. So I take that back. I take that back. All right. I, 23, fear I'm wasting my life and simply I'm not happy or fulfilled. God, at 23, young man, I'll go through the various reasons why. The biggest thing for me is I've always dreamed of finding a wife at 23 and having children to create a family. I dream of having that romantic love for someone and the intimacy. I've been single for about a year and fear the dating scene will just get worse as I age. You're 23! Oh my God. I dream of being a father to create a legacy and have purpose. I want to feel needed and like I'm actively doing something positive. Baby, don't need me. At 23, I needed myself. I don't need nobody to need me but me, okay? My health is another thing. Growing up, I was super skinny. I see the common theme tonight, skinny. I was skinny once too, okay? Growing up, I was super skinny and have been insecure about my looks a lot from a young age. I filled out some now and have a gut. I constantly feel like women simply aren't attracted to me because of my looks. I'm 6'5" and weigh around 215 and have little to no visible muscle mass. I also find myself lonely compared to what I used to have. In college and in high school, I was able to have friend groups, and spend time with them consistently. I now rarely see anyone outside of my best friend. I love him, but I want to spend time with others and have a community. I want people to actually care about me and my life. I try calling friends and asking when we are going to hang out, but rarely see them. I know life is hard and busy with everyone getting married. It hurts seeing everyone travel, find love, and buy homes. I simply feel behind or like my life has little purpose or meaning. Miss View says, I gained 11 pounds from the cruise. Miss View, I gained 7. 7. And I'm not being able to take them the fuck off me. They're on me, Miss View. They are on me. Religion is another major area. I've never grew up in church, but I do believe in Jesus. Good. Okay, that's a good start. My problem is I've never felt comfortable or happy in church. I just feel judged or shame. I also sin a lot and feel like it's simply not my personality to date people who want to do things like wait until marriage. Oh, okay. So he's pretty much saying that he's either sexually active with another human being or with his hand. And because of the church thing, he feels shameful, sinful, and embarrassed when he is at church. Okay. I don't really want to do that, but I also am a believer, and people discredit my faith for that. I pray and I look at the word, I fail. I pray and I look at the word, I fail, but I try to remedy to, oh my God, boy, you need to go back to fucking school. Like, what the? Let me build this sentence for him. I don't really want to do that. He's referring to sex, but I also am a believer, and people discredit my faith for that. I pray and I look at the word, I fail, but I try to ready me with God. I also rarely go out and do much. I'm not a fan of the bar scene since I don't drink. Well, that's good. That is great. I also find it's intimidating and hard to make friends. It also feels degrading and embarrassing to seek out friends. Oh, well, that's that. You got to get over that because you ain't got no friends. And then if you are already judging, already saying that it's embarrassing and degrading to seek out friends, then you are looking at a life of a loneliness for periodical time. I just want to feel like I'm actually a half decent person worth of good things in this world. I also should add, I live with my parents. That's a big one. But plan on changing that soon. Any advice is greatly appreciated. Thank you for actually reading all of this. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I knew this was going to have some religious undertone. Here is the top response. Jesus loves you, brother. He never leaves your side. I totally understand you. Just keep praying and building that relationship with God. Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord himself, God, before, and then there's a passage. Matthew 28:20. And surely I am with John 14:18. I will not leave you as a okay. Let's see. Somebody says. Avoid using I'm not gonna sit here and read. It looks like I fell into tell him to find a DL man. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to wrap him up real quickly because I didn't know we were going to be taking a turn to church tonight. He needs a stern DL session. What's a stern DL session? Is that the type that fake pastors and preachers that go on the internet and beg for cash and have fake diplomas in the background and get fired from jobs live on YouTube, but continue to be on YouTube and, get on apps and tell set people on apps to don't forget the lube, Then they parade around a micro penis. Everybody saw it and everybody laughed at it. And they think they're so educated, so above everything. Is that what a DL session is about? AR Stringer? I just want to know. Not for me. I just want to know. Okay, another one. Here we go. It's all about advice tonight. People who went to college. Advice? Era Stringer says that's when you run from the pain, but the pain is faster. People who went to college, advice? I'm starting college this week. Okay, young man. Congratulations. Let me tell you something. Well, let me see what you want, and then I'll tell you what I want to tell you. I'm starting college this week, and I just left home to fly there today. I'm really scared, sad, but also excited. Does anyone have any tiles that retain connections with friends and family while managing homesickness and meeting new people? Oh, this is so cute. Could we all remember when we went away to college or trade school or got with trade? Do we remember that time? Do you remember that time? Miss, you remember going into the halls and moving in? Did you have your, what do they call them? The caddies? Did you have a caddy, Miss View? Did you walk in your towel from your door to the communal showers? Did you guys have communal showers? Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I did not go away was because it was no way in hell I was going to be sharing a bathroom with an entire motherfucking floor. Absolutely fucking not. Now, AR Stringer, I know when you went away, I've seen on YouTube all them barracks and all them. Oh my God, I could never. I could never. That is torture to me. It's almost like prison. No offense, because I know you was there, but I am not showering in a communal setting with everybody. Oh, hell effing no. Absolutely not. Somebody says, advice 1, build connections at your school that have ties back to your home. Whether it is clubs or local meetup groups, it will help with the homesick and allow you to branch out locally. That is great advice. Somebody says, homesickness, expect it, embrace it, don't fight it, and understand that it will end. It always does. And making friends. This is the easiest period in your life to make friends. You're going into an environment where everyone is your age. Everyone has something in common. The same college, moving away from home, and everyone is absolutely desperate to make friends. As long as you're not rude, unpleasant, you will 100% meet people. AR Stringer says, I share a shower in the army. Storytime worthy in the blue and white. I bet. Gaying and shit. My advice to this young man who's going away to college, there's two types of colleges, right? There's like your local, you're still commuting back and forth from home. That's what I did. And then there's you are, upstate New York, 5 or 6 hours away from home, or whole fucking states across. I knew people who flew from California to go to school here in New York, to the theater schools here in New York. So it's a big difference. It's a big change. It's a drastic change. But like one of the people said, the easiest thing is to build relationships through clubs, especially when you're a freshman, because everybody, and especially if it's like a dormitory setting, everybody is coming from different places. Everybody's trying to release some steam, pun no pun, in every type of way. Everybody's just trying to be independent. Everybody's lonely, all of that stuff. So I will say, enjoy the experience. Be open to meeting people. You're not going to like or get along with everybody. You're going to come across some people that is like, oh my God, why did I even come across this person? But I will say, this is the opportunity for you to build those meaningful relationships and friendships that could potentially end up in networking situations once you graduate. Miss View says, I came in as a RA and had my own room and bathroom, then straight to an apartment. Ooh, that's right. I commuted the first year. The second and third year, I was an RN, and senior, I had an apartment. Work. That's right. Absolutely. Which means, Miss View, you probably came in with really good grades, and or possible scholarships. I say this because when I watch my sister, the one who became an attorney, Esquire, she graduated from, and her major was Esquire. The first year, she had a roommate. She had a roommate for half a semester. She came in with a lot of a complete free ride because she got so many scholarships that at the end of the year, at the end of the semester, they will actually cut her a check back. So, the first semester she had a roommate, but she was on a new building for kind of like the A students, like the top of the class students were all in that building. And so she only had one more roommate. And that did not work out. That woman was fucking crazy. But my sister came in as I don't know if they call it an RN, but she was like somebody of leadership on the floor for the girls. I don't know if it's an RN or, an assistant RN, but she was somebody of leadership. So they had her do that the first year. The first semester, she had problems with that bitch. We had to go up in there and move her the fuck out of there into a different floor. My dad came, my mama came, and I was recording with a camera and everything. Miss View. Back in the day, I was doing the videos and stuff. I recorded her when we were trying to move her out of there because that bitch, she was crazy. That roommate was fucking crazy, and my sister was all stressed out. And she's always been she was a salutatorian. She was a salutatorian, right? So her grades started suffering. So it was like, okay, we got to get her out. We spoke to the people at the school and they gave her her own apartment. And so she remained that leadership person, all throughout all 4 years. She did that in that building. She had her own room with bathroom and all that. It was like a nice ass apartment. And as she kept getting good grades and all that, they just kept really treating them. It's interesting because, usually the football players and the athletes get all these perks. In this school setting, it was actually the brains that were getting all the perks. She lived by herself all 4 years. And then once she did her 4 years and she was a salutatorian. That's the second one, right? You got the valedictorian, the salutatorian. She was the second one of the class, right? They gave her an entire free ride to go to their law school. Drop a bomb on that. So my prodigy, tomato, potato. She went to 100% undergrad and law school, and this is a reputable, top of the line law school across the United States, completely for free. Like I said, every semester they were cutting her a check as a refund. So, and they cover her room and board, everything. They just wanted to make sure that she came out of that law school, and she did, and everything was 100% covered. Miss View says, I went to 2 colleges. The first one I partied too much, so I transferred and got my mind right. A.R. Stringer says it's called a resident assistant, so an RA. Okay, yeah, an RA. So yeah, that's what she was, an RA. Right, RAs had to have good grades and be class leaders. So that's what she did. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for writing out with me. In case you haven't noticed, I've taken some tips and tricks from Miss View as everybody is rushing. We are running towards the finish line before they fucking Armageddon these whole streets and make us, be all salacious in corners and stuff. So in case you haven't noticed, I have extended the programming. Incredible Hulk and I are having several production meetings in the next couples of weekends to try to figure out what our fall programming is going to be, because we're all racing. I said, let's give it the old college try, Miss View. Part of me wanted to say F you and stick the middle finger up in the air. Like, you gotta be fun. You got 8,000. I got 8,000 sucks. You know what I'm saying? 8,000. I could present 8,000 dicks. You know what I'm saying? Get to it. But I said, you know what? We're going to have I run a serious operation over here when I feel like it. We are going to be evaluating and assessing some things. So you'll see some changes, hopefully, around here. Let's see. AR Stringer says, I was going to come back, but oh my God, the 8,000. I got 8,000. You could. Miss View says, get it while it's 4K. I love challenges. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. Then you could drag the program afterwards. Anyway, thank you for coming through. We did 46 minutes tonight. Okay, so I'm trying to be at 50. And see what difference does that make. But all right, have a good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. I do this every night. Every night I do this. Please give me that like. It really helps me out as a content creator. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed night. Get some rest and have a productive tomorrow. AR Stringer, Naris21, and Miss View SVU. I will see you guys tomorrow. Miss View says, yep. 1,000 subs and 8,000 watch hours, and the watch hours is where they're trying to without lube. Okay, no lube, no dinner, and no spit. Okay, it's like, yeah, who y'all fucking playing? Like, who? Because then the problem then becomes, well, you're not pushing out the content. We're making the content, but the content is not appearing, and people have actually subscribed and have asked, oh yeah, I want to get every notification when they go live. I want to see it. But then you choose not to send our shit when we go out live. But I am not going to badmouth a potential employer. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night. Peace.